Focus TV.
So you are now aiming to become a lawyer? Professor, you get them right.
Make sure you read.
Yeah, Tata.
You've made him nothing but a nightmare to the family. I'm good for nothing. Just like you.
Margaret, have you no manners? Have you no respect for men?
Watch your tongue, young boy. I will discipline you.
Sure. If our family cannot solve it, who do you think will help?
Matia, wakasajja kano kanywedde ssente mmeka?
Hello everyone. On the 12th of March, I'm inviting you
To the launch of the book, The Magic of Successful Living.
It was authored by one of the greatest and youngest authors in the country.
We've listened to several motivation speakers such as Jay Shetty, Denzel Washington.
How about from our very own?
This book is going to be launched on the 12th of March
At Selina Hotel.
In the year of our Lord 2023, to get what you need, please come and be with us as we launch the masterpiece, The Magic of a Successful Living.
You are watching UCU Focus TV. Welcome to Media Link News with Timothy Okurut.
Unraveling the UCU Law Society. The cost of maintaining security around campus. Plans to construct new IT complex at Arua campus underway. And in sports, interfaculty games return. Good evening and welcome to this English Media Link News Bulletin. My name is Okuru Timothy. We do apologize for the delay. In our top story tonight, the UCU Law Society is headed for fresh elections amidst tensions that saw top leaders like the Speaker resign from leadership. In this report, we find out how prepared are they to handle the tension while going through this electoral season. Bill Dan relays this story.
Uganda Christian University Law Society, one of the oldest and biggest student society, set to go to the polls. This comes at a very pivotal time when the School of Law suspended the operations of the said society because of internal fights, disagreements, and resignations from central positions like the Speaker. This has left many students wondering about the fate of the elections and the once giant society that seems to have fallen. In a letter dated 8th February 2023, addressed to the students of Maine and Kampala campuses from the Dean School of Law, an interim committee chaired by Keleza Walusimbi Mark, whose specific terms of reference are to manage the transition process and organize the Uganda Law Society annual law dinner, was constituted. Legal minds welcomed the direction with open hands and assert to the fact that such circumstances were unforeseen and not captured in the law constitution.
Because according to my knowledge, it was appointed by someone who has power that is not maybe given by the constitution. Maybe they overlooked, the framers of that constitution of the Law Society overlooked such an important aspect and did not provide for such. But yes, it is legitimate because it was obviously appointed by someone who has such power.
About legitimacy, I wouldn't lie that I know the criteria that was followed to appoint this interim body, but we are all waiting to see. However, the electoral commission that is in place, we have seen these people, they are competent people with a chairperson and a whole committee, and we are waiting to see whether they can put nice government in place and organize an election that is free and fair. We have already seen in the past.
The Vice President of the Electoral Commission, Mr. Leon Tumwine, encourages all students to take part in the elections.
Commission would like to assure the general public that we are an independent body organizing for you a very great election. The election is going to be a blended one, both physical and online. So we are well prepared for this. We are calling upon everyone to participate in the election. On Monday we are having our vetting. Today, 17th of February, we have closed our applications. We'd like to call all members of the society and all members of the faculty to come and exercise their right.
Speaking to the students, a section urges people to take part in the process, and a section is totally unaware of any election to take place.
I encourage each and every one of us to be part of the process, and I look forward to seeing all of you actively participating in these forthcoming elections.
Honestly, I've not really heard much about the elections. I think there's just a little bit, there's just little energy, going on. There are no people coming up to campaign with us, so it's just we're plan.
Application has come to an end. The vetting process is expected to take place on Monday, 10 a.m. With all that is happening, application for the Law Society positions is closing today by close of business. Vetting is expected to take place on Monday, starting at 10 a.m. Will the Law Society pick up its pieces? Will it become the once prestigious society that we have all known since we joined the university? UC Focus TV will keep its ears on ground to follow up on any development. Bill and Arnold, reporting for Media Link News.
Many thanks, Bill Dan, for that report. Now, ensuring safety and security of students and their property is a collective effort of all members in society. We find out what is the social cost of keeping peace and security in UCU. We have the details.
The fight to provide safety and security is a collective effort of all the stakeholders in a given community. Detective Chibarango George, an officer in the community police stations, highlights some of the challenges members in his docket of responsibility grapple with keeping peace and security.
As far as our cases are concerned, cases which are reported here, they need follow-up, which follow-up requires some facilitation. Facilitation, that is money. At times it requires some coordination with the local people. Yes, we get in touch, but money, facilitation via, in military terms, where it requires to go to the scene of crime, to visit the scene of crime for some information, it requires some money. Which money? Nowhere to be seen. And you cannot say somebody has come crying or at the station to report a problem. You see, one is bad love, a student is bad love, he doesn't have money, you need to assist him, but again, make a follow-up on his case. His or her case becomes a problem. Personnel is here at the police station, we lack accommodation. Accommodation, you may find like here we are like 10 in number, but again, only few people stay around. Others just rent from outside.
A quick visit to the university hostels clearly indicates that many students are still dealing with trust issues and prefer to report loss to their custodians other than the police station.
Most of the times, students who have lost their things are not usually optimistic about getting solutions from there. Yeah, most of the times the person who helps is the custodian, and the police they will usually take long to respond or not do something very tangible. As students, we've tried to push for CCTV cameras since the beginning. The years I've been here, it's one of the essential things we should have in our halls, because, for example, most of the stories of student staff, someone goes to pee, just to pee, and on coming back, his stuff is gone, his work stuff is gone.
I wouldn't have considered reporting it to the university police station. I think I would just report it to the custodian, because much of the help, according to me, would come from the custodian compared to the police station down there.
Eduni Emmanuel, the resident MP for Males, agrees with his constituents that the police haven't lived up to their expectations and adds his voice to the pending issue of CCTV cameras.
So I think the thing I would recommend mostly, as I was also interacting with the custodians, was the issue of installations of CCTV cameras. It will help minimize the issue of security instances in the halls of residence. So I think I will have to keep pushing so hard, together with the support from the different stakeholders, to see to it that the safety of students is guaranteed.
In order to ease enforcement of security for students, the police requires the cooperation of students in reporting these cases. But how effective can this be with the reluctance of students to work with them? Agnes Safari, reporting for Media Link News.
Away from the main campus onto Arua, because the Arua campus has reached a major milestone in their quest to develop infrastructure. This, as plans have been undertaken to construct a multipurpose complex due to house the Faculty of IT, an e-learning center, and a number of classrooms. Ivan Echoni has that report.
Uganda Christian University, Arua campus, is set to launch a fundraising drive towards the establishment of the Bishop Orombi ICT Complex project on Saturday, 25th March 2023. The complex is projected to cost 12 billion Ugandan shillings, and the building will house lecture rooms, ICT laboratories, an e-learning room, a center for business incubation and innovation, a 200-person conference room, and offices. Talking to some students at the Arua campus, they couldn't hide their excitement about this project launch.
My name is Joshana. I'm from UCU Arua. I'm doing DIT. And I'm so very much excited about the launch of the complex that is going to happen here. We are so grateful and so excited because we, as IT students, we have been depending on business department. But right now that we are going to have something of our own, we are so happy that we are going to reflect ourselves, like to do things that we have not been doing before. There is that freedom now as an IT student to do greater more things than we did before with this that is coming up.
Yeah, I would say it's a good idea. When they came up with the issue, I was happy about it.
Mr. Amos Kwaje, the speaker for the 20th Guild government for Arua campus, says he is happy that this initiative has come during their term of office.
And trust me, right now as I talk, I am so much humbled and so much happy in my heart that this ICT project launch is coming right at the time of me being in the office together with my colleagues in the 20th Guild government. And I'm counting this as an achievement already in our regime. And trust me, you know, buildings and everything, they play a great role in advertising a school. Now this ICT complex that is going to be built together with its functions is going to be a very great way of bringing students, and it's going to create confidence in public and in West Nile in particular.
Reverend Tabi Julius Iza, the director Arua campus, says this on the project. The complex has been named after the retired Archbishop of the province of the Church of Uganda, Archbishop Emeritus, Right Reverend Dr. Henry Luke Orombi, the 7th Archbishop of the Church of Uganda and the 2nd Chancellor of Uganda Christian University. Ivan Echoni, Media Link News.
Many thanks, Ivan Echoni, for that report. And that report now takes us into a short break. But of course, when we return, we do find out what happened with interfaculty games. Do stay with us.
You are watching UCU Focus TV.
So you are now aiming to become a lawyer.
Professor, you get them make sure you read umuzanyo kuveko.
Ye tata.
You made him nothing but a nightmare to the family. I'm good for nothing. Just like you.
Margaret, have you no manners? Have you no respect for men? Watch your tongue, young boy. I will discipline you.
Sure. If our family cannot solve this, who do you think will help?
Yeah. Matia. Matia, wakasajja kano kanywedde sente meka?
Hello everyone. On the 12th of March, I'm inviting you
to the launch of the book, The Magic of Successful Living.
It was authored by one of the greatest and youngest authors in the country.
We've listened to several motivation speakers such as Jay Shetty, Denzel Washington.
How about from our very own?
This book is going to be launched on the 12th of March
At Selina Hotel.
In the year of our Lord 2023, to get what you need. Please come and be with us as we launch the masterpiece, The Magic of a Successful Living.
You are watching UCU Focus TV.
Welcome back from that short break. Now, Valentine's Day means different things to different people. World over, the tradition is about showing love between people in romantic relationships. Charlotte Nalule took a go around UCU and has presented the notion of Valentine's Day in the eyes of a UCU student. She has this report.
Valentine's Day, which is celebrated annually on 14th February, has gained reputation of celebration of love worldwide. In today's culture, it is highlighted through celebration of romantic relationships through actions such as gifting flowers and going on date nights.
Valentine's to me, it's a day to express love and affection to your loved ones. We could choose to express your love through gifting, through taking someone out on a date. You can do a lot.
However, in certain places, the expected Valentine's spirit, which is characterized by decorations and selling of flowers, is likely to be absent. This leaves the question of whether those with non-romantic bonds have a reason to celebrate this day.
I think it depends on what kind of relationships you have with those around you. Of course, it won't be worth the hype if you have no relationship to celebrate. I think it's about love, and you do not necessarily only love your lovers. So yeah, anyone you like in this life, like your friends that you love, so you get that day and show them how much you appreciate them.
It should always be like this Valentine's should be better than last Valentine's, because you can decide to have the whole day with your friends or with your parents, and then you be like, let me say at night we shall have a date with my love partner, and you exchange gifts. Every time you come to that exchange of gifts, it should be better than last time.
In many places around the world, Valentine's Day carries a huge bearing. However, it is not only restricted to lovers, as family and friends can also be celebrated. Charlotte Nalule, reporting for MediaLink News.
Moving on, Kwesiga Emmanuel, a law student, has explored his abilities by venturing into writing. This is after he's due to launch a book entitled The Magic of Successful Living. Our reporter Zipporah Faith caught up with him and has this interview.
In an era where there is a lot of challenges and problems and few individuals doing their best to solve that. And so that was factor number one, that I felt I should be one of a small proportion of people solving problems, because at the end of it all, society does not reward or appreciate us for identifying a problem, but rather for solving it. And of course, writing, having something in writing, or having something, a video or an audio that people can keep referring to, is one way to solve a problem. So by having this book written, it will be exposed to a number of people, and it will be an inspiration to them, I believe, especially to the youth, to the less dreamers, to the hopeless, to those with low self-esteem, so that at the end of it all, we are all developing and doing our best as a nation, more so the youth.
So when did you start writing?
I started writing it in May, that is May last year, and it was during my break, that was after my year one, as I was actually transiting to year two. Yeah, so meaning it's been almost a year.
What motivated you to do writing?
You see, writing is a skill and it is a passion. You can't only do writing if you have the skill to do so and the passion too. And by God's grace, the two coincide for me. I have the passion to write and I have the skill. Probably given the fact that I've been a literature scholar from my senior 1 to senior 6, and I've been into writing wherever I was in schools, weekly news, letters, sometimes debates and all that. So writing something I've been exposed to for a good time. So I now had the skill to actually have something so practical and advanced.
You also thinking of venturing into the political, the religious, or?
Actually, this book does not contain much of political content. No, it is, I can say it is diverse. It looks at all spheres, but more so into our social lives, how we relate with people, what we do. I mean, it is more of our conduct. So I'm looking at how we conduct ourselves vis-a-vis how we ought to conduct. I'm looking at what it is and what it ought to do. That is majorly what it is.
Many thanks, Zipporah Faith, for that report. And of course, we will all rally behind him as he launches that book. Moving on to sport, it's lights on for interfaculty games as new Sports Minister Honorable Collins Mesonga and first choice goalkeeper for the Cardinals is due to release fixtures for the interfaculty games this Monday. Let's have that report.
We met with the newly elected Sports Minister Collins to discuss more in details about the forthcoming interfaculty games, which have not been played for the past 2 to 3 years.
And the first thing I wanted to do, because I'm here to serve, I'm not here to maybe chill or do what. I searched for students' interests and I realized that most of their interests are in interfaculty games. So I tried talking to the president, Dumba Timothy, tried talking to Uncle Sam, the sports tutor, and through discussions and plannings, that's why we came to agree, and that's why we're going to have interfaculties.
Collins also informed us of the number of faculties that may be participating in the coming games.
We have about 8 faculties that are going to participate, but we want to have an organized thingy. That's why the registrations are taking long, where a team has to submit its squad before the tournament starts. After submitting their squad, it's going to be a 23-man squad. You submit the squad, no additions, no what. That's the squad that will represent the faculties till the end. So we are forming some kind of like an album where passbook details of the students and the passport photos will be attached to avoid to avoid cases and what's that, yeah, those scenarios. That's why we are doing so. But so far not bad. We have gotten some have registered, and we are expecting more today. So we know by the end of today we shall have more all.
He also explained the format in which the games will be played and also added that the winners of interfaculty games will be rewarded handsomely.
We are organizing a big prize for all games. They'll get medals. The 3 best teams will get medals. The winner will get a trophy, and then plus some envelope. So, yeah, and don't forget to tune in to UCU Focus TV on Monday. You're going to have our draws live on UCU Focus TV on Monday. Please don't forget.
We also spoke to a couple of students to give us their thoughts on the return of the interfaculty games and their expectation of their faculty teams.
I'm actually happy that those games are going to happen again, and I can't wait to see people playing netball because it's actually one of the games that students don't come along to play in, yet they can participate in other games like volleyball, but most of them fear netball. I don't know why girls fear it, but I just can't wait to see them coming here and participate.
It is good because really, okay, by the time I joined UCU, I didn't find interfaculty games, but I'm really eager to participate in these interfaculty games to see how it feels. I know it is going to be so nice and sweet, cause seeing your classmates who have never participated in sports, participating for the first time, there's the way it is too nice.
Nyanzi Medi, Andrew Aboga, reporting for MediaLink News.
Now that brings us to the end of this week's edition of the MediaLink News Bulletin, and of course thanks for keeping us company right from the time we started up until now. The discussion does end here in studio but continues on our social media platforms. You can find us on Twitter at UCU Focus TV. You can as well tag me at Okuru Timothy, still on Twitter, and of course we will not fail to engage with you. And please don't forget to use the hashtags UCU My Background as well as UCU MediaLink News. We are just a week away from the release of the highly anticipated film from Focus Films, that's UCU My Background. And I'll be at Nkoyo this Friday, and I do hope to see you as well. And don't forget to subscribe to our YouTube channel, still at UCU Focus on YouTube, and do hit the notification bell so you don't miss a video. And of course, from me and the entire team that stays up till late to ensure that these bulletins do come your way, we wish you a nice week. Good night.